Roger, mistakes. This show's about mistakes, and we ask people if they've ever made a mistake in their career and what have they learned from it. So, in the world of neuroscience, I mean, I don't know how you can make a mistake in the world of neuroscience, but have you made any mistakes in your career that you're willing to share with the listeners?
Well, yeah, I've had a long career, so I probably made more mistakes than most people have. And I guess trying to look at mistakes that one can draw a business lesson from, one comes to mind was starting a partnership, a business with two other individuals without really a good partnership document that defined roles and expectations and so on. And within a few weeks, one of the partners just kind of stopped participating. And the good news is the company itself was doing pretty well, despite that lack of participation, or maybe because of he wasn't necessarily a great contributor. And we were at a point where he owned a third of the company, wasn't doing anything, and I had to have a very difficult sort of cram down negotiation where it was, look, either we're going to reduce your share or we're going to figure this out some other way. We're going to end this company now, and you'll have nothing. And it ended up he still retained some share of the company. When we sold the business many years later, he ended up actually getting a really nice payment out of it for doing absolutely nothing for the entire thing. And the lesson I took from that was, you're starting off something. This was almost a little lark of a venture. We really didn't think it was going to go anywhere. It was just kind of a fun thing to do. And by not really doing it right, setting it up right to begin with, we really handicapped ourselves. And that's one mistake I'll never repeat. If I get involved in any sort of shared ownership thing, everybody who's involved will have expectations and performance criteria, and their continued maybe an equity vesting process or something that solves that problem. But that's one mistake, I think. And the other mistake I think that many entrepreneurs have made is assuming that because you have succeeded in one area, that you can translate that success very easily into another area. And an earlier company I had was a direct marketing business, a catalog company. We were in the home computer space. We're selling software products, hardware products, and so on. And we were doing reasonably well there. We had a pretty good grasp of direct marketing. We were doing quantitative stuff that most companies our size were not doing. So we thought, okay, we're pretty smart about this, right? And we saw what we thought would be the next big thing, which was home automation. It was just starting to come make a splash. There were some huge projects out there. Builders associations were forming big technical committees, and huge companies, General Electric and Philips and others, were getting involved. So we said, okay, we could dominate this space if we had the magazine in that space, because we had seen that exact same thing happen in our space. Our biggest competitor was the company that had all the users subscribing to their magazine, so they could just market directly almost for free to them. So we said, okay, let's start a magazine for that space, and we did. And unfortunately, the translating the direct marketing success in the computer space to direct marketing magazine subscriptions did not make an easy transfer. So the business did not do well. It was a good concept. The market was slow to take off. That didn't help. It was, despite all this effort by the big companies and brands and so on, there really wasn't that much of a market for it. And so after 6 years, we ended up selling it, for next to nothing after investing a fair amount of money into building it. Although the one good thing that I'll say is that was 40 years ago, and the magazine still exists today.
Wow.
Under its the people that bought it. So we had the right idea. We were just a little bit early.
You were pioneers.
Really early. Yeah, but I mean, I think our conceit was that, hey, look, we can market this thing, so we can market this other thing, because we're smart marketers, not recognizing that the way you do it, the criteria for success, and so on are totally different.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, any entrepreneur out there, anybody that's running it. We all fail all the time. Like literally, that's marketing is literally a plethora of mistake after mistake, and building on, compounding on top of the mistakes, and making sure that you do those micro isms better and better and better. But in terms of when you're founding companies and companies going under or not working, the fact that the magazine is still going after 4 years